Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Alpha Central. I'm your host, Jack, and today we're taking a look at why dating in your 40s and 50s has become exhausting. But let's jump right in, right after you subscribe, of course. Disclaimer, this video was made for strictly comedic/artistic purposes. No offense is intended towards any individual featured in this video.
At this point, why would you date men? Ever again. I'm sitting alone in my house, in a silk robe. My bills are paid. Who paid them? Me. I'm eating blackberries. I'm drinking rosé. I'm about to start Harry Potter. Nobody's stressing me out. Nobody's sitting next to me on the couch being a little wimp.
Ma'am, if you were really thriving, you wouldn't need an audience to validate it.
You know, sometimes I do be scared, like, you're 36 and you don't have kids and you kind of want them. And then you have a random day like today where I slept till 1:30 p.m. I went out, did my thing, had fun, napped for a few more hours.
Looks to me like she knows she's not finding anyone, so now she's forcing herself to be at peace with the situation.
Single, in your 40s, and no friends. No best close friends. Yes, I know people and I do have some friends, but I think and I've said this for so long, I want to be someone's priority. I have no purpose.
Being single in your 40s is one thing, but having no close friends either? That sounds like a you problem.
Can someone just tell me when chivalry died? I think I'm just too traditional for this world, because you know what? I do expect someone to open the door for me. I do expect them to open the door when I'm getting inside the car. Not necessarily when I'm getting out, but when I'm getting inside. I do expect someone to walk on the side of the road that they should. And if you don't know that, look it up.
Chivalry didn't die, it just got tired of being taken for granted.
This might be dramatic. I'm not saying that it's not. Is anyone else just tired of dating? I literally just sat in my car for 20 minutes crying because I'm so tired of pointless conversations and meaningless interactions with people that go absolutely nowhere. And by the way, getting older, and it's like I have to put some effort into dating or I'm just gonna be alone forever. But now I'm just honestly getting to a point where I'm just gonna be the single aunt. And I think I'm okay with that.
She says she's okay with it, but she's filming herself having a full-blown meltdown. I'm not buying it.
Can somebody tell me what I'm doing wrong here? I'm on like my third by myself date, being stood up again. Like all day long was being told we were gonna do lunch or dinner. Lunch went by, we didn't do lunch. I check on dinner and I'm like 5 o'clock-ish. Hey, I'm getting a little hungry. Do you think we're gonna go out? No, I already ate. Are you serious? You know what I said? I'm too cute to sit at home.
Too cute to sit at home, but still not cute enough to avoid getting stood up.
Girls, the main reason it's hard to date when you're 40 is because men our age, they don't look good. Number one, they never use sunscreen. That's why their skin looks much more wrinkly. And number two, they drink a lot. Oh my god, most men drink a ton. And they think they look good. They don't. It ages them so much. So it's hard to find a 40 plus year old man for us to date when you're late 30s or 40. And also, if you have your own money, then, I mean, what's the reason to date them, right?
Easy for her to complain about wrinkly men when her face has more plastic than skin.
I'm sorry, but to me, being 45 with no kids and no husband, talking about I'm still trying to find the right one, is not a flex. That is not, baby, you are damaged goods at that point. I know y'all hate when I call y'all that, but time does not play. And y'all want to sit up here and be like, oh, in my 20s, this is my 20s. That is your prime, girl. Get the best. You are going to get the best man you can get in your 20s. I promise you that. After that, you are just the pick of a random and you better hope to God that you find somebody, because when I'm telling y'all, it's hard out here. Y'all think it's all fun and games because you're cute now, your tight little waist and all that stuff. That's gone, girl. You know what I mean? Like right now, stop around.
She sounds like someone who learned the hard way. If I was a modern woman, I'd take notes.
Can I just say that dating out here is rough? I have been talking to some people, whatever, some guys, a couple of them. Anyway, but I was talking to one last night, gave him my phone number. And then he texted me today. He's like, oh, I don't use text message. I use WhatsApp. He's like, would you mind downloading that so I can talk to you? Bro, no, I'm an adult. I have a phone number. I pay a whole phone bill that is not cheap. You can text me. It's not that serious.
Is she really complaining about how tough dating is while throwing a tantrum over having to use the simple app?
I went to this singles event last night. Zero desire of going. I was so tired. It was raining out. I was so tired. It was that time of the month. There couldn't be anything less that I wanted to do last night than to go to a singles event. I pushed myself. I get there, and there's actually some cute guys there. I was pleasantly surprised. So we played a little pickleball, and then we had like an hour to like mingle.
Time to mingle. I suck at pickleball.
I was going up to like get some water, and this guy comes up, and he's like, hey. And I was like, turned around, and he was so cute. I was like, hi. And we were locked for an hour. Totally clicked, had a lot in common. Proceeds to tell me he just separated from his wife of 19 years like 4 months ago. You can't write this. This guy is not ready for a relationship at all. Also, we had matched on Hinge before. So I went back and I looked at like my matches. He did not respond back to me. So I said, okay, what was that about? You didn't respond to me. He has the audacity to tell me he's new to dating and there's just so many options. And he's just having so much fun because there's so many girls that are like contacting him, getting like likes here and likes there, and probably why he didn't respond to me.
If you ask me, that guy was honest about him having options. Well, she's just mad she can't say the same.
Grief that happens when you're a single woman in your 40s that doesn't get talked about enough. It's the grief of the life that you've imagined. And honestly, no one really prepares you for this kind of grief. It's the relationship you thought you'd have, the family you pictured, the version of you thought you'd become. And it hits at like random moments. On the holidays, of course, and you're hanging out with your friends who have kids, or you're just randomly at Target and you see a couple holding hands. But please hear me. Feeling that grief doesn't mean you messed up your life. It means you're human, and it means that you're smart.
I think that grief comes from realizing your standards were delusional, and now you're alone because of it.
Been out with a friend this evening. We've been to the cinema, which was really nice. And nice to go out and do something kind of borderline sociable without draining my social battery too much, although I do find it hard to sit still through a film. It was nice. I think the difficult part sometimes about going out is coming home and just being on my own, and that's silly really. I've been on my own for a long time, but sometimes if I'm feeling a bit low like I am at the moment, I just wish that I had somebody there, you know, or somebody to talk to, and I don't. And it's hard sometimes. In all honesty, do I really want to put myself out there and keep going through this pain time after time again just in the hope that I'm going to meet the right person? I don't think I do. And I don't know, that might change if, I don't know, it might change, but the way I feel at the moment, this is hard. Feeling like this is hard. It's not nice, but...
You can't keep choosing to be alone and then still complain about being lonely, ma'am. Pick a lane.
Friend, pick up the phone. All I'm saying is if you're trying to date me, you have to understand that I run a very strict program, okay? Very strict program. Especially on a school night. You want me to go outside after 9 o'clock? No, like you have to give me 3 to 5 business days to decide if that's something that I want to do during the week.
3 to 5 business days? I can guarantee you nobody's waiting that long.
Well, this is a drastic improvement over what I looked like before I put the filter on. So there's that. I'm going to tell you a story about dating today. Dating at 40, which is a nightmare. Worse than dating at any other age, I swear, is dating at 40. Last weekend, I went out on a couple of dates, which is unusual for me. Usually I don't stack dates like that. I went on a date on Friday night with a guy who was really sweet, but there's no potential there. He is still married, separated, but that's not something I want to get myself into. Because who knows, maybe she comes back and he's like, I love you and I want to make us work out. So no, he was really nice. We had a nice time. That was it. Haven't heard from him since. I think he got the picture. So here I am thinking to myself, like, are there any men out there who are not flakes? Honestly. You know, thinking that going on one date where you initiated the kiss and told me, I really hope we can continue this, and then you continue communicating with me, and then I say something about maybe making dinner for you sometime and asking you what perfume you'd like me to wear on our date, and you tell me it's moving too fast. Come on, dude, grow up. You're not ready for a relationship.
You're telling him to grow up while you're hiding behind a filter at 40? Be serious, lady.
You know, I do sometimes feel like I wasted my youth by not dating, getting into relationships, and doing the things that go along with that. Because, like, I'm 40 now, and I'm old. Like, I'm officially old now. I'm going gray, I'm getting wrinkly, I'm going through changes. I'm old. And if I ever changed my mind and decided I did want to try to date, like, it's going to be exponentially more difficult than when I was, like, 22. And I do worry that the older I get, the more I'm going to regret the fact that I didn't take advantage of those years. And it's not that I didn't have any good times in my 20s and my teens and all of that. Like, I did. I had some very, very good times. But I worry that missing out on all of those parts of life are going to catch up with me at some point in the future and make me really, really sad.
Miss Independent over here finally realizing that not dating in your 20s hits different when you're alone at 40.
Okay, is it that men just don't want to commit anymore? I was reading an article on that the other day, said it's like the new norm, like it's okay for men not to want to commit anymore like they used to, or is it that they have too many options now with all these dating sites and, you know, women willing to be in open relationships? But what I know for me is that I really don't know if I'll ever meet someone of substance that truly wants, you know, what I want, and it's sad. You know, I never thought I'd be going through this.
Men don't commit to someone they don't see value in. She's only upset because now that she wants commitment, the options have dried up.
I was talking to my ex-husband last month and I learned something new. I'm too old for him. So we're good friends and we've been divorced over 3 years now. And he's on the apps. And I was curious. I was like, what range do you have for your age? And I think he said like early 40s, maxing out at around 52 because you could do a slider. And I was like, 52? I'm almost 55. As if dating apps aren't hard enough. Now I'm too old for these fuckers.
The guy just realized the hard way that he's tired of dealing with older women and their baggage.
Dating is really hard. It's really hard to get your hopes up about somebody and then have it not work out. I'm not crying over a man. I'm kind of am, but I also haven't eaten, so I'm emotional. But this is just gonna be a really vulnerable post, I guess. I'm trying really hard to put myself out there. I am putting myself out there. But I feel like I don't find a lot of people that I'm interested in or that I'm attracted to or that there's that connection in a multitude of ways. And so when you finally do find somebody like that and it doesn't work, I don't want to say I'm gutted. That's too strong. I'm actually okay. Despite this, I'm actually okay. But it is disappointing because you get excited.
Maybe if you set your standards where they actually make sense, you wouldn't end up disappointed every week.
Loneliness ever seen so loud, it amplifies, especially when you walk in that door on a Friday after working all week and you could hear a pin drop. It's disheartening, I know. But there's things that you can do to turn that around. For me, my go-to is turning on the music, pouring myself a cocktail, maybe even do some gardening, put something comfortable on, and just enjoy the night alone.
Is it just me, or does this feel like a really cheap commercial?
Someone please tell me there is a better way to meet people than dating apps. Because I cannot stand any more of this superficial bull. And as a woman who is always working or just getting through life, and I live in a small town in the arse end of nowhere, the chances of meeting someone are slim to, when hell freezes over. So, open to suggestions.
Sounds like dating apps might be your best bet, I'm afraid.
54 and single. 11 years married, widowed. 15 years married, divorced. Let's just be honest. Dating today sucks. And yes, hula hooping is my low cardio workout when I'm not doing weights. If everybody got off apps and they went out like they used to, and they sent a woman a drink at a bar, or when you're at a restaurant and you approach somebody and you said, hey, could I get your phone number? They might think you're crazy at first, but if more people did it, we wouldn't have to deal with a deck of cards where people should not be chosen that way.
She wanted modern dating when it benefited her, and now that it's not working, she's demanding people do things the old-fashioned way.
You know, being divorced in your 50s is a lot different than being divorced in your 30s or 40s. You know, in your 30s or 40s, you're like, I'm out there, I'm dating, I'm going to clubs, I'm hanging out with my friends, and, you know, you're doing a thing, and probably raising kids if you had kids, and baseball games and such. You know, when you're in your 50s and you get divorced, it's like, I just want to stay at home in peace.
Seems like she was interested enough to make a whole video ranting about it, though.
I'm single, I'm over 50, and I had such traumatic experiences on dating apps that I just deleted them all and gave up dating altogether and accepted the fact that maybe I'm just meant to walk this earth alone. But here's my pitch. I know that TikTok is not a dating app, but over these past few months, as I've been making content and making friends and communicating with people, what I've realized is that in a 30-second video, I know more about somebody than I have learned about them on 2 weeks of communicating back and forth on Hinge or Bumble or whatever. And I already know that you're talking about your childhood trauma with trending audio in the back. I know you know how to cook. I see your home. I know you've got a couch. I see that you've got pets or you've got kids, and you're acting how you normally act in your regular environment. And then I realize, hey, wait, that's what I'm doing too. And if somebody likes me as I am, this could actually be a thing that works. So, as I said, I know TikTok is not a dating app, but maybe it is. That's my pitch. Everybody have a great day.
So dating apps didn't work, and now you think TikTok is where your soulmate is hiding? Good luck with that.
This is for my over 40, over 50, and beyond single females on this app. How are you? Do you want a relationship? Do you, get lonely in the evenings? Do you miss companionship? Do you miss sharing your day with someone? Because I sometimes wonder if there's something wrong with me, that I crave that so much. I hear supposed to be. Are you okay? Because I don't think I am.
It's completely okay to want companionship. What's not okay is ignoring the reason you don't have it.
What is going on about dating after 40? Holy shit. Every so many months, I will try dating apps. I am convinced at this point that my soulmate was swallowed, okay? I accept that. But just finding a good companion, somebody that allows, especially women who have been independent and healed, that have to be living in their masculine, to actually find a man who is safe, that allows them to be in their feminine energy, is just, why is this the hidden treasure? This is where's Waldo, okay?
If your femininity only shows up under perfect conditions, maybe you're not that feminine to begin with.
So I don't think dating's for me. I think I'm done. 42 and done. 42 and done. I can't tolerate it. I get annoyed. Maybe it's just the people that I'm talking to. I don't know. Or the person that I'm talking to. I'm sorry. Annoys me. Tells me how I'm feeling. Mind you, I text. We're texting. We're not even talking on the phone I'm in high school or something. Oh my God. That's what it's been the whole time. Boring. And listen. If I don't feel a connection with you, I'm just gonna blatantly say, boo, I don't feel it. But sometimes, I guess maybe because of my last relationship, I kind of put a wall up. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe you're not really giving them a chance. Maybe you're just jumping and saying, nope. But I just don't think I can. I just don't know. Maybe it's just the wrong person. Like, he tries to tell me how I feel because I'm texting. Mind you, listen. I am bipolar. I'm on medication. Okay. So I guess people take me as a...
With how insufferable this woman is, it's not surprising at all.
Yeah, I just realized that yesterday was October the 3rd, and that marks 2 years that I have been single. Now, when I left my last relationship, I fully expected to be single for a little while because I was all kinds of and I needed to get my together. But I can tell you that I did not expect it to be 2 years later, a week before my 41st birthday, and I don't even have a man that I can call.
To be fair, lady, if you didn't expect it, maybe you don't know yourself as well as you think you do.
I was supposed to be going on a date tonight, but he couldn't make a plan. And instead of stepping in to make a plan for him, I actually just bought a flight, booked a 5-star hotel, and taking myself on a date in another city for the weekend. Is this gonna help me meet someone? Absolutely not. I am very much so afraid I'm gonna be dying alone, but I don't know what to do about that. I just don't understand what's so hard. I just booked an entire trip in less than an hour, and all I was looking for from him was a time and a place. And I don't even need to like the place.
At least she understands that prioritizing pride over partnership ends with her dying alone.
I think I'm done with all this dating thing, you know, because like all men are friggin' liars. Right, no, they're not liars, that's a bit rude, yeah, because I do love money and I don't like to like cuss out man like that, not all of them, yeah, but what it is for me, it's the consistency. It's the consistency. In the beginning, they're pressing gas, full gas, accelerate all the time, and then once they feel like they've got you, they've got your attention, then I just don't know, the attention from them, it changes. And this is before I've even met up with them or anything. It just changed. I like consistency. The same way that you start is the same way you got to go through all the time. So I'm just like, listen, I might just go back to being a whore, you know.
When their interest drops the more they get to know you, that usually says more about you, lady, than it does them.
Well, the weekend didn't really go the way that I thought it was going to. So me and the man have parted company. Gotta say, I'm surprised. I don't think some of you will be. He was very lovely, and I think he just feels like he doesn't really have the time, which I think is a cop-out. But you know, he just wasn't the one, even though I thought he was. He wasn't the one. But, you know, we had an amazing month together, and he made me realise that I can feel things again, and I need to find somebody who chooses me.
If she knew her followers wouldn't be surprised, then she's clearly doing something wrong. The awareness might have come a bit late, but at least it came eventually.
I'm a single woman in her 40s. Have I downloaded every dating app? Yes. Have I deleted every dating app? Yes. Have I downloaded every dating app again? Yes. Have I deleted every dating app again? Also yes. I'm a single woman in her 40s. Hang out with me tonight? No, I'm gonna need 5 to 7 business days notice. Actually, this is the end of December, so let's shoot for February 15th. I'm a single woman in her 40s. Go looking for love? No, I'm gonna need Mr. Right to teleport into my living.
And these kind of delusional standards are exactly why she's still single at 40.
So I'm over dating at this age. I've always either been married or in a serious relationship with somebody. And this past year, I've been all by myself, other than going on a few dates. But I do pray about what I want in a man. But I guess my prayers aren't very specific, so we're going to do a specific prayer today. So, Lord, please send me a good man, but please send him to my front door, just like my Amazon packages arrive. So that way I know that he has been delivered specifically for me and does not belong to someone else. And Lord, you know winter's coming up, and I hate cold weather. So I will be sitting here on my couch in my peace with my snacks, watching Netflix, and I know everything is in your timing, but if you would please give me a little heads up so I could at least have my hair and makeup done, I would really appreciate it. So let's hope that that prayer comes true.
The funny part is, she's probably got better odds with the Amazon delivery guy than trying to jump back into the dating scene in her 50s. You guys have made it to the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos just like this. And remember, according to YouTube, the best way to help the channel in the algorithm is to watch one of my videos right after this video. So if you like this video, you should watch another one. Till next time.